Good afternoon, everyone, and good evening over there in Oslo, Norway. Today I have Carl with Adline, and we'd love to learn about his product. If you can give us a 1-minute elevator pitch and tell us about what Adline does.
Sure. Thank you, Andy. Pleasure to be on the NachoTuesday. Adline is a super easy multi-channel advertising platform that helps you launch profitable ads in seconds using AI. And we also use AI to automatically optimize your campaign budget across channels to maximize ROI without you having to lift a single finger. Might sound too good to be true, but this is what we aim to achieve.
Very nice. What kind of customers do you guys typically work with?
So it's typically within the SMB space. So companies that don't quite have a huge marketing department, but a one-person marketing team that needs a software to enhance their work, basically.
Sometimes they say there's too many marketing people. It's good that you could help give them a lift.
Yeah, that's a gap. It's a gap in the market.
Yep. So what inspired you to go along this journey? Like, how did you get your career started, and how did you end up over here at Adline?
Yeah, so I'll keep this short. So I started an e-commerce business early on in my career that was acquired for a very small sum later on. But during that time, I got to know various marketing fields, such as everything from SEO to content marketing to growth hacking. And ended up co-founding a content marketing arena called Content Marketing Norway in 2016, where we hosted multiple conferences every year. We hired some thought leaders and keynote speakers, among others. Joe Polizzi were there, Joe Polizzi, or
yeah, definitely.
Joe Polizzi and Michael Brenner and Lee Odden, and those people were attending the conferences. And later on, I founded started a growth marketing agency. And that's when I found saw this gap in the market, which led me to Adline. And the gap I'm specifically talking about is the SMB space that very often don't have the budget to pay huge retainers to agencies, because they have a restricted budget, limited budget. They have to spend on ads to drive business in. So that's why we built a software to simplify the advertising space and help business owners become expert advertisers themselves.
That's great. So your tool could really help them amplify their efforts. How can they leverage AI today, specifically using your platform with their advertising strategies?
Yeah, so what I often say is probably the first boring answer here, but you need to get the basics right first.
Yep.
So who is your ICP? You have to get that right first. Who's your ideal client profile? And what's your offer? Start by these two things first. And your offer is not your product. You have to repackage your product into an irresistible offer, right? So separate your product from the offer and build a great offer first. So once you've got these two basics right, it will be a lot easier then to leverage the AI tools to build the ads for you.
That's a great point.
Yeah. So then now let's dive more into the AI part. So there are mainly two primary fields that you can automate using AI. The first one is ad creatives, like images, videos, stuff like that. And the second one is you can generate a lot of ad copy using AI. So copy and creatives. That's the main two fields you can automate with AI, and the optimization part, of course. But let's talk more about the creation part, because that's where a lot of people struggle, is actually sitting down and creating the ads.
And doing the right prompts too.
What's that?
Oh, and doing the right prompts as well.
Yes, doing the right prompts. So a specific tool to create creatives is, you got a lot of them, but Canva, they got a text to image feature within the Canva tool. So using that to create dozens of creatives is smart to do. I'm coming back to why you should create dozens of creatives. But when it comes to copy, you can automate or generate different copy ideas, such as headlines and descriptions and text. The tools I like to use there is ChatGPT, of course. And the ones that are more marketing focused are Jasper and Copy AI. So those are 3 tools you should use. And as you said, Andy, the single most important thing you should remember about these AI tools, as you very, very well may know, is the prompts. So give the AIs as much context as you possibly can. And again, if you know who your ideal client profile is, this is going to be a lot easier.
Can you give us an example of a good prompt that you might put, say, for a pizza restaurant? Or actually, no, since we serve a lot of SaaS businesses, what about maybe a SaaS company that wants to advertise their email marketing software?
Yeah. So SaaS company that wants to advertise their email marketing software. So you start first by giving the AI a role, as you probably know. So act as you are the CMO of this email software SaaS. Then once you've done that, you give the AI a goal. So what's the goal? So act as if you are the CMO of this email software SaaS. The goal is to acquire as much signups as possible, or demos. Now create 10 headlines, ad headlines for Facebook and for Google. It's 2 slightly different channels, so you need to separate those. Then you start listing up all the different needs and the problems and the questions you know your audience have or has. List them out. What's their desire? Where do they want to go? What's their objective? What's their goals? What's their questions? This is the most important part, because that's how you get the most appealing headlines for your ads.
And what do you recommend for AI tools that might be able to look at trends and analysis for how your advertising campaigns are performing, and potentially maybe provide helpful insights and clear actions that you could take to optimize your performance?
Is that a serve to Adline?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes. So that's a natural tool to analyze your insights and your trends and how your ads perform. Which channels you should bet on and scale. But there are other tools I also want to specifically mention, and that is SimilarWeb is a very good tool to at least do market research before you launch some ads. Because with SimilarWeb, you can basically analyze your top competitors. You can see exactly what they are doing. What channels are they investing the most on? So I can take, for example, a case for Adline. So one of our top competitors are Adroll is one, Magix is another one, Smartly is a other competitor. So what we can do with those is we can put them into SimilarWeb, and I can see, okay, Smartly, they are best on social ads. And Magix is best on Google ads, for example. And Adderall is dominating on display ads. So I should try to find out what are Smartly doing on social, what are Magix doing on Google, and what are, etc. So use SimilarWeb to do competitor research, and then you can take this a step further and deep dive into what they do on the specific channels. You can go to SEMrush, and you can see exactly what keywords and headlines and descriptions your competitors are using there, and you should copy your competitors that are dominating on the specific channels. Don't, of course, it's natural. Don't copy a competitor that are not doing it well.
Yeah.
A top performer.
come up with your own version of it, I guess. But
Yes.
yeah, it's good to I think they say great artists steal.
Yes, and if you use common sense, don't copy and paste it
Yeah,
exactly. But,
exactly.
take it
Yeah,
as
same
an
with a lot of.
inspiration.
Okay.
And third tool, so you got SimilarWeb to get a complete overview of your competitive market, and then you deep dive into your different competitors using SEMrush, and then you can use Meta's ad library, Facebook ad library, to see exactly what different ads they run on Facebook and Instagram at any given time.
That's great. Wow. Yeah, I don't even know about that last tool. Yeah, that's the cool thing about these interviews. I'm always learning something myself too. So this is some great tips there. Would love to learn more about, maybe specifics around Adline too. Not trying to plug the product or anything, but kind of. But I'm actually interested to know what kind of features you guys have, and maybe the audiences as well. Since you guys specifically use AI to help people with their ad performance, I think some people might be interested to hear some more details there.
Sure. So we got AI on multiple parts of the product. So we got the AI ads creation part, where we actually got ChatGPT directly integrated into the creator. So same principle there. We got a pre-built prompt in the background, so you don't have to worry about the prompt, but you have to give it as good inputs as possible. So once you give different inputs to this Adline AI creator, you click generate ads, and then we actually generate all the ads done for you inside the platform. So if you were using ChatGPT, you have to copy and paste the different headlines and descriptions into Facebook or into Google. But within Adline, you can give it the inputs, and we actually generate all the ads.
Wow, that's really neat. Saves a lot of time, actually. You weren't kidding.
Yes. So the main benefit here is probably you don't go from 0 to 1. You don't have to sit down and start writing your ad from scratch, because that takes a lot of creative energy. So just getting those ideas are very important. So that is the AI ads creation. And the second part we use AI is the optimization. So why should you use Adline and not go to Facebook and Google directly? Is often a question we hear. And it's because very often people, they allocate the budget 50-50 between Facebook and Google. But that's very often not the right allocation. So sometimes Google performs 20% better than Facebook, or vice versa. So the Adline AI optimization automatically optimizes your budget across these channels many times a day. So if Facebook doesn't perform well, we allocate the budget to Google instead. And that happens also across ads. So since you have multiple channels inside the same platform, we're able to do cross-channel optimization.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of people just kind of spray and pray. They're just, they like to keep organized, or so they think. Yeah, we'll do 50% over here and 50% there. But to your point, maybe the ROAS for Google Ads is much higher. So you should, you don't want to necessarily not be on Facebook, but you want to, have most of your budget over on Google, just because you're getting a better return for your ad spend. So.
Exactly. So you can go to Facebook and Google, and you can create those automations manually inside Facebook and Google, but you can't do cross-channel optimizations. And that's why you should use a third-party software such as Adline to sit on top of these channels and automatically optimize.
And I've always wondered too, you can't totally trust the guys you're giving money to. Facebook wants you to spend more money, of course, right? So it's nice to have an intermediary that's looking out for you, the advertiser, as opposed to just trusting everything, Facebook or Google provides.
Yeah, and Facebook, they don't shut or pause ads that don't give a good ROI. They continue to spend money on it.
Yep, it's their business model. And business owners too, they might be too busy, to your point, to keep an eye on those campaigns. And really, you have to check on them every day, sometimes every few hours, depending on your ad budget. You can't just set it and forget it for like a week.
many of the business owners, or even SaaS founders, don't have time to log in every single day and on all these platforms and analyze and tweak and optimize. So use algorithms for that, because a lot of the algorithms are actually good enough, but it's all about the content you put into it.
Sounds very streamlined, actually. No, that's why I call it Adline. Yeah, I get where you get the name from. That's good. What other top advertising trends are there these days that everybody else could look out for? Is there any specific new channels that outside of Facebook and Google, maybe that SMB owners could look into advertising with?
TikTok is a rising channel, but it requires a lot of content production. So that's a trend. So TikTok is a trend. But to enter TikTok, you need to be prepared to produce way more content, increase the content velocity than you do on Facebook and Instagram and those channels. So yeah, TikTok is one. AI generated ads is of course a no-brainer, but it's also a huge pitfall, because what we are seeing today as well is a huge increase in mediocre ads. Ads that are too general and too inhuman. As I said earlier, you use AI to go from 0 to 1, but you shouldn't publish those ads immediately, because you will waste money.
And it's advertising is all about standing out in a sea of sameness. So I mean, AI can be a great start, but it's always great to have a human in the loop to really optimize maybe even the prompts a little bit. If you don't like the outputs that you're getting, don't just settle for the first. Even if you're busy, it's better to do it right or not do it at all.
Yes, exactly. And UGC, user generated content, is still a rising trend, but many of the SaaS companies, even Adline, we are slow to adapt to UGC, because it's a bit complicated to get those processes going. But if you're able to user generate content and actually use those in the ads, these types of ads perform a lot better than normal ads, because ads that don't look like ads but look like normal, genuine, original content often outperform everything else. So actually trying to leverage UGC, user generated content, is going to help your SaaS increase conversions.
And the biggest part is that you have to do it organically. So you have to reach out to these influencers, or maybe they're your customers, and you have to kind of manually build that program out. It's not, you can't just flip a switch, but the rewards are definitely there for UGC.
Yeah, you almost can switch that switch, but it will shine through. You will see that it's paid and bought for, because you've got these platforms where you can actually order UGC.
I've seen those.
And if you find if a client actually is interested to see, okay, who is this influencer actually, you can find a profile, and you will see countless of software reviews on their profiles.
So what do you recommend for small businesses to identify potential UGC content providers and how to work with them?
We are not very familiar with UGC content providers today, but as we do today is we have implemented a routine where we are good at actually reaching out to customers at the right time to ask for a review, ask for feedback, and if we can use those in our marketing. So proactively ask for reviews after you have helped clients out, and they are often eager to help out. We have started doing this lately, and it's actually increased our reviews.
And a lot of them are, a lot of people these days are really adept with creating videos, especially if they have TikTok experience. So a lot of them could actually put together a pretty good testimonial video.
Yes, exactly.
Do you guys plan on incorporating UGC? You mentioned that you haven't done it yet. Do you have any plans around that in the future to offer to your customers?
to offer it to our customers. We plan to stay specialized on simplifying advertising as it is.
That's smart. At least you know your business.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people want to do everything, but you guys are focused. That's good to have.
Yeah.
I guess what other time-proven advertising techniques would you recommend for small business advertisers? Not including AI and all the other trends. Like what always works in ads? You mentioned, organic is great. Having real people doing real testimonial videos is great.
Yeah.
Having a great offer you mentioned as well. Anything else that you would recommend?
Yeah. So apart from actually knowing your ICP and having a great offer, so if you can build or at least know of some evergreen copywriting formulas and understand the winning headline methodologies and formulas that have really worked historically by many of the legendary copywriters such as David Ogilvy and Eugene Schwartz. If you just have kind of a swipe file in or a simple sheet with these formulas, this will help you out a lot. And this is evergreen. It won't die. Like if you know how to write copy that sells, you will create good high-performing ads.
That's great. Do you have any more sources to recommend? I mean, obviously Ogilvy's an advertising legend. Any books that people can maybe get their hands on that you would recommend?
Yeah, Breakthrough Advertising is one. I would certainly read that one. And The Advertising Method. So I'll send the links.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, post them in the LinkedIn group too. So the LinkedIn event, so everybody there could pick it up as well.
Yeah, and just like having, if you have one or two copywriting formulas in your mind when you start writing, like PASS is a simple one: problem, agitate, solve. Just knowing these formulas will significantly help you produce good ads.
That's great. Yeah, because a lot of people start with a headline like "Buy my stuff now."
Yes.
It's like, well, that's not very creative. No. I guess failure comes with any profession. So could you maybe tell us about a time that you failed and what did you learn from it?
Yeah, sure. So I often prioritize efficiency over perfection. Get stuff out fast and get it done, ship it out, release. But that should, when it comes to clients, you should separate clients from the software or from your product. And I have a quick story. So I sometime in the past I shipped something too fast for a client. So it was something that directly impacted the client, and
they're probably bugging you to get it out.
Yes, and they told me, you can just fix it for us, just get it done, right? So I went ahead and I tried to get it done, and I clicked. It was a campaign, so I helped them out with the campaign. I knew exactly what to do, so I just fixed it and then clicked start. And once I clicked start, I thought like, oh shoot, it was one single important thing I didn't check, and that was the budget. So we charged the client 800,000 from their credit card.
Oh wow!
It was not a very huge client either. So this client really fell off, or almost fell out of his chair. I called him in less than a minute after after it happened. So I called him first. So he said like it's fine. We refunded that amount immediately, settled that case, and that's it. But the lesson here is pay attention to the details when you're dealing with clients.
Yeah, details matter.
Yes, and learn to balance efficiency over perfection. When it comes to your software and your product itself, efficiency is important. But when you're dealing with clients directly, pay attention to the details.
Yeah, and there's a trade-off, like you mentioned, and startups especially. You gotta be move fast, especially in the way the world the world of business works these days. Everything's very fast paced.
It
You
is.
got to slow down and double check everything before you ship it. But you should still try to keep that efficiency going, keep things moving forward, because as a startup and smaller companies and SMBs, you can't afford to lose by wasting time. But yeah, the details definitely matter, right? So if one small thing like this just could become a big problem real quick.
Yes, and get your SaaS out there. We
Yep.
don't wait for too long, because striving for perfection in your software will, yeah.
That's a great point, because a lot of times, especially when you're trying to get product market fit in that early stage, it's very important to just get out and reiterate on everything based on customer feedback. So it's better to get it out there, have some, break something. It's easier to do that in the early stages of the company than when you're a huge company where you have a lot riding on the line. Then all the details really, really matter. But as a startup, especially if you're searching for product market fit, don't be afraid to break things and get it out there. Obviously, you want to put a best foot forward. Don't ship anything terrible, but
No, but
yeah.
exactly, you will accelerate your product market fit if you just get it out quicker, because the feedback is extremely important. So after we did that, Adline did a pivot in 2018 to 2019, with a totally different brand. Today it's Adline, but the product we then took to market was not ready. It was not ready at all, but we pushed it out to the market and we got feedback. We really, what do you call it? We nailed the system hard. It almost crashed, but we got valuable feedback that really pushed our product to where it is today.
Yeah. And it's great to do when it's early and you don't have too many features, because sometimes people ship something they're trying to make perfect and they ship it too late, and they assume so much about, if they have product market fit or not. And then once you put it out there in the market, it's really hard to take away a bunch of things and figure out which, where you went wrong, and then to build on top of a solid foundation from the beginning.
Yes. Good point.
That's a great point. So I guess what's one thing that your customers or our customers should keep in mind when choosing Adline over, say, a competitor product out there? I know you've mentioned a couple of great things, but I just want to reiterate that.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to actually using AI to do the targeting, for example, because a lot of companies, they go very detailed into the targeting part, but the AIs and the algorithms are actually very good at finding the right audience. Focus on the content, focusing on producing great content. Adline will help facilitate that with AI tools built into the software. So you got ChatGPT and you got Jasper and you got a copy AI, which is great supplementations or additions to Adline. But we try to incorporate this into Adline and simplify the whole advertising workflow, so you don't have to use all these different tools.
That's great. What's next for Adline, I guess, over the next 5 years? You guys got any exciting features that you could tell us about? Obviously, if you're in stealth mode about something, don't feel any pressure there.
Our goal is to, if you are a user at Adline, you're going to find or experience going forward that more and more of the advertising workflow are going to be automated. The goal is to be 100 or 90, at least 99% automated. You just give us a few inputs and we do the rest. So number one advertising software for SMBs globally is the goal.
Great. Well, I think you guys are off to a great start, and we don't do a lot of advertising over here. It's mostly partner-led growth and everything. But when we do advertising, I know the exact guys to go to. So
Yes.
I might need to use one of our, actually buy you guys on our marketplace there. And I definitely recommend any of our other B2B buyers that are on our platform. NachoNacho is the number one place to manage, discover, and save on SaaS. And we have great tools like Carl's here. Check out Adline today and the NachoNacho B2B SaaS marketplace. It's a great tool. I'm definitely excited about it now that I've heard more about it. So head over to NachoNacho and take a look at it today. Carl, once again, thanks for coming on today. I know it's late in your evening. Appreciate the time today.
Thank you for inviting me.